Hey guys, again my night's wrapping up, so I figured I'd grab the camera one more time. And this was the last day. Was just chasing all the little bits and pieces that need to be finalized, like cables and lights and just all the hardware where it needs to go. And that's pretty much what I did. I'm trying to remember where I let off. I should watch the video before I my last video before I move on. We'll just start somewhere, I guess. The pull start had to go. It was just a stock plastic one, so for 75 cents I now have a different pull start. Works pretty good. Cut into this coin's been cut into on two sides, and the solid ones are there, and they're just soldered from the back side. So that's my pull start. Throttle, there we go. There's something good. I am using a 3-speed bike lever, and punched out the center of it so that it doesn't have the ratchet part of it anymore, and then just ran a bike cable down, around, up and over to the carb, and that's kind of where it gets a little on the convoluted side. But I had to try to figure out a way to get something to point with. I had to try to figure out how to get from this point right here to pull in a straight line, and again that's the direct to the throttle. There's no, the governor's still connected on the other side, but I'm grabbing the throttle directly. So I had to figure out how to go pull that and still be able to pull in the straight line, so when you nail it full throttle, so it pretty much dictates what direction that cable needs to point, and that's where it was. So I ended up coming up this direction with it. This is a bike, and your front brake lever, you got the two halves that pull together. That's one side of it, and with the mount for the cable itself. So I just took that. First I just flattened it out, heated up, flattened it out, and then started bending it back into the shape that I needed. And so I came off of that carb bolt, and then I was going to drill a hole here for the return spring, but again it was in the wrong spot, so I ended up just grabbing the original pivot point hole, and that made that. So I have throttle, kill switch was needed, and for right now I just have a generic button style. I have a feeling I'm going to look for like a cool old school doorbell, and I'll use that doorbell button on here, same location. Exhaust. That sucker was loud. It doesn't even show on the video, but in person it just echoed in this garage. It hurt my ears. So I did take and stuff a like a moped style 50cc whatever muffler in there, and then there's one self-tapping screw I ran up through the bottom, and this was the other half of it. It was really wimpy, so I just actually opened one side of that exhaust system up, and that's the pipe that normally the direction it would be going. I tried it both ways. This is the quietest right now. I could take it out, flip it around, and put it in. It's louder. It's probably halfway in between, and then with nothing is for when you're cruising bike week, But for cruising around town now, it's pretty good. It's a little louder than like a normal moped or something, but it's not obnoxiously loud. Lights. Lights, cameras. Flashlight. And you want to turn them on? Turn on the flashlight. That is just the stock piece of glass painted red on the inside, and then a bicycle headlight mount coming off the rear wheel, and that gives me the rear light. And the front light is what you see here, one of those old 6-volt style lanterns. I basically welded up a flat stock to the back of it, and then drilled and tapped the triple trees face of them so that I can remove it as need to be. It's got a neat look to it, And to work that, there you go. Sometimes gotta keep it simple. That's the light. And then the very last thing I just got done doing was I decided, after it was all together and staring at the red fender, that I wanted to try something maybe a little different, and I had the other fender. There was a black one laying here, and the black one was actually, if you guys remember, it was the mold from the when I did the moped chopper, and I made it out of the hardware. I laid it down the inside, so that was the fender that was from that. It was all kind of baked from welding in it. So I did the same thing. I just hit it with the grinder and took all the paint off of it and kind of gave it like a pattern, somewhat. I kind of was trying to swoop it down. Looking at it now, I should have just kind of went with the wheel. But it is what it is. I'm going to come up with some kind of something where the reflector holes are. Maybe like a fake license plate sideways or something, you know. But I like it. I like the way it continues the color going all the way through and makes the bike seem. It just seems like it flows better to me. Again, if I don't like it, I can always change it back too. Oh, remember when the thing was grinding? It was the wasn't the pull start. It was the 2 wrenches that go around the pulley. It was just touching the pulley. As of right now, I'm not going to do anything with the front brakes or front fender. I may or may not do something with those. I have 4 holes left over from where the foot pegs were. I might even just make the brace that kind of comes up and over, but I want to ride it first and see how everything reacts and then make adjustments for it, you know. And the good news, bad news. Good news is the weather's bad. And when the weather's bad, you kind of stay in your garage and you just make shit. Because that's what I do. And the bad news is when after you get done making them, we were having a blizzard. So we're supposed to get about 14, 18, something like that. 10, between 10 and 18, I don't know. Who knows? They never know. So therein lies the problem. So I can't do a ride. It's ready for it, but I can't do a ride. So I figure I'll plop you up somewhere and maybe fire it up one more time. Want the stand? Let's go for the stand. That's how prepared I was. Right. You're in. Okay. Now I haven't started it up since I put everything back together, so if it makes a blooper, so be it. Choke, primer, button here. Then again, this is a snowblower engine, so. Gonna die? Yeah, close. Yeah. So, I'm happy with it. Unfortunately, now I gotta kind of just put it away. I got some other stuff I want to do, but we get to take it for a ride shortly. That ain't gonna happen. open that with one hand. Need the throttle. Do I see any gas? You guys see any gas? That could help. Oh, there's gas in there. It's got a clear line on it. Yep, I want to see if I can kill it before it killed. So we're ready for a ride. Again, some bugs to get out. I'm gonna oil the chain. I'm good enough to ride it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Open the door because all my heat's gonna go blowing out. It's a whopping 4 degrees, and that's like -60 in Canadian, I think. All right, good night, bye.